Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I'm Sarah and I'll be your intuitive guide and your reader today. So for those of you who are on this journey and you're just realizing, hey, I'm on this twin flame journey, I want to provide some clarity to you to hopefully get you on the path to just get you on a quicker path to your ascension and your healing. What's coming through really clearly right now with the clients that we're working with, both with the group and individually, is that there is this doubt, this overarching doubt and uncertainty, and a lack of understanding, a lack of acceptance about the journey. So I wanted to do a reading today. I know my readings have been a little sporadic lately, and it's been a challenge for me to want to tune into the collective because there is so much doubt and uncertainty. It's not so much fear that's coming up right now, but I think this doubt and uncertainty, guys, has to do a lot with the solar eclipse on April 30th, that's coming up this weekend in the sign of Taurus. There's a Jupiter-Venus sort of conjunction that's happening at a specific degree that is making this eclipse all about love. And also Taurus is ruled by Venus. So we have this Venusian element, this Venusian energy that's coming through really powerfully that is really speaking to the collective. It's speaking to our hearts. But what I'm seeing are different avenues for the feminine and masculine. So I want to go over that in this reading, because what I'm seeing for the feminine is I'm seeing her really continue to stay focused on her physical, just her physical life, her 3D life, work and home and friendship circles and things like that. Passion projects, just really getting grounded. And, the feminine has spent all this time spiritually understanding herself in this journey in life. And now she's in a place where she's now grounding those lessons and gifts and principles into her 3D world. And the masculine's doing the complete opposite, where he spent the majority of his time, working in the 3D and making sure that he had pension and making sure that he had retirement savings and he had money in the bank and he had things and nice cars and clothes and all of this, and taking care of the kids and making sure that they were okay financially. But what he lacked was the spiritual substance. And so he's been working on this esoteric part of the journey, while the feminine now focuses on the 3D. So we're seeing the counterparts in 2022 take very different paths. And so that's causing a lot of doubt. It's causing doubt in your journey, and it's also causing doubt overall with kind of the spiritual quest that we are on as spiritual beings, having this human experience, volunteering to come down here and have this human experience. So hopefully I can give you guys, just provide you with a little gentle nudge in the right direction with this reading, and we'll get some clarity. And, the masculines are going to feel this, let's call it the love eclipse, the eclipse of the heart. They're going to be feeling this pretty powerfully. And I feel like they're going to be in this energy of surrender and devotion to the journey, devotion to the feminine, but not just you as the counterpart, but more devotion to the feminine energy on the planet, more respect for the process of surrendering, more respect for the softening that has to happen as they shed the ego, revealing the true self. So there's a lot going on with this eclipse, guys. I'm going to tell you to take it easy. Some of you are not going to heed the advice, and that's fine. But take it easy physically this weekend, because you're going to, come Saturday, which is the eclipse, you're going to probably feel pretty exhausted. I know that yesterday I was just zonked out. I just had zero energy. I got stuff done in the morning. By 11:30 a.m. I was completely zonked and could barely keep my eyes open the rest of the day. So I know that a lot of people are probably feeling that energy. If you need one-on-one help, the website is up, but for the current time, the payment processor is down on the website. So while we figure that out, you can email me. The email is listed below. You can schedule a twin flame check, a 20-minute discovery call with Holly and myself, or a 40-minute flame call. You can also schedule your North Node readings with me. This is a reading specifically for you based on your astrology, your North Node and South Node. This is, I call it my written in the stars reading. It's a phone reading, so you get to speak to me one-on-one, ask any questions. It is a 75-minute reading, and if you email me and you're interested, we'll get that scheduled. It's really powerful because it speaks of your destined path in this lifetime, but also where you've been in past lifetimes and the gifts that you bring. So I need to get some testimonials up for that, because people are in shock and in awe of how accurate it is when we just look into the North and South Node. So it's one of my favorite readings to do. It's the only one I'm currently offering, and there's a reason for that. I can't do twin flame readings right now, guys, not for the foreseeable future. They're really draining me right now energetically, so I have to take a break on those. So the North Node readings are going to be your best bet. And when you ascend, and the faster you heal and understand yourself in this journey, the faster your counterpart's going to heal anyway. So, okay, so that being said, guys, so to book your reading and for payment, you'll have to email me. So just email me at the email listed below, and we'll get you scheduled in for any of those services. So tapping in now to this collective that's filled with doubt and uncertainty about this journey, themselves, the future, their counterpart. Let's get a card for the feminine energy. It's interesting. This is a brand new table, and it has these little holes in it. But it's natural wood, so it makes me wonder. I don't know if they were there, because now I see 4 holes. So I need to contact the company. I don't know if that's normal or not. Kundalini. Well, that makes sense. You might be feeling a little crazy because the Kundalini is rising. All right, they want me to take this to Radha, goddess of devotion and love, romantic love. Okay, so so what we see here, feminine, is we've got the Kundalini rising, and this is going to feel probably pretty dramatic at this time. It's this primordial cosmic energy, right? It's this like vital life force energy, the chi, it's the chakras, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. But it's a serpentine energy, and it tends to start at the base of the pelvis, right at that root chakra, the base of the spine, base of the pelvis, and rise up through all of the chakra systems, right up through the center of the body and into that crown chakra and beyond. And when this hits you, which is what's happening to a lot of the second wavers here, that those of you who are tuning into the channel, can be happening to the first wavers, but the first wavers have probably already experienced this, so the second wavers are experiencing this. It feels really, it can make you feel like you're losing your mind or going crazy. It can make you feel like you want to exit this planet. So it's really powerful. It's important that you seek help, whether it's through Holly and myself or other healers. Just use your discretion, use your discernment in doing so, because you're very vulnerable when the Kundalini is activated here. So the Kundalini is rising for the feminine on the planet. So you may have noticed that you feel more spiritually awake, spiritually aware, and you may feel much more sensitive with this solar eclipse, feminine. You're probably going to tap into some deeper compassion. So that's where that love energy with the solar eclipse in Taurus here comes in. It's a love energy, but it's more of like a universal love. I don't see this as a yearning or pining or longing for the counterpart. It's a deeper energy than that. And it's really about, your powers, your ability to tap in, whether it's clairaudiency, clairvoyancy, claircognizance, but tapping into that energy, that vibration of truth, and allowing you to, feel the flow of this energy, feel the flow of the gifts that are rising within you, allowing you to embody this divine feminine essence. And, this could feel kind of funky. So it's important to ground, to connect to nature at this time. Nature is going to be very important here in Taurus season, connecting to nature, connecting to the 5 senses, which Taurus rules, connecting, journaling, yoga, breath work, chanting, what have you, music, anything that can connect you to to a grounded state of mind and state of being. Now, because we see Radha coming up here, I can't say that I'm surprised to see her here with this Taurus eclipse because of the way it's laid out with this Venus and Jupiter meet up, okay, in the sky, these cosmic lovers, if you will. So she's the goddess of love and she's the goddess of longing, and it's passionate love. This isn't friendship love. So, you know, you may be feeling, I stand corrected. Some of you may be feeling the desire or love for the counterpart, but I feel like it's going to be more of an energy of wanting to unite within, that feeling of, I just want to feel whole within. I don't want to seek anything outside of myself anymore. I just want to feel like I am everything that I need. So this feels more like a oneness energy to me, feminine. This feels like a blissful state. So this Kundalini rising can feel blissful. It can feel orgasmic. And this blissful state can occur whether or not we're in the physical presence of the counterpart. And I think that's what's important, is the counterpart doesn't have to be present in order for you to feel this euphoria and this state of bliss. It's a state of mind. It's a state of being. It's a choice. It's not something that you have to chase after. It's not something that exists outside of you. Allow yourself to be lost in this divine dance that you have with your divine counterpart, and understand that this love that you feel for this person is actually love for self. Because if this is a twin flame connection, now if it's a soulmate, it's two souls, two bodies. But if it's a true twin flame connection, it's your desire for self. It's your desire to unite with yourself. That's really what this is. So again, if you're really confused with that idea of one soul, two bodies, like what the hell is that? Contact us for a session so we can explain that to you in deeper detail so you can start to understand it. So let's tap into the masculine collective here, and we've got two cards for them. Hanuman, interesting. Crown chakra. The crown chakra. So that seventh glowing chakra that exists above the head and kind of orbiting the body, orbiting the other chakras. And so this solar eclipse is opening up the divine masculine's idea of what is possible. Okay, this is connecting them to that oneness state of being. So it's interesting that feminine is experiencing this Kundalini shift and rising, and then the masculine's over here experiencing this connection to the divine, this euphoric feeling as well, this connection to the mystical, the esoteric, the things that they can't really explain to themselves. This is a journey that the divine masculine is on, and you can see divine masculine will be taking the mask off here very soon in preparation for the year 2023, which is where the physical unions become much more grounded and conceivable and possible in this 3D reality. So yes, I do see that there is a lot of possibility coming up here, a lot of possibility for shifts. Now, whether or not we see this shift in the physical world remains to be seen. But Hanuman is the god of courage. So this is the divine masculine having the courage. This is not something I've seen in a long time with the masculine. So having the courage to make that shift, having the courage to believe in the mystical, believe in the profound, believe in the divine, believe in, cosmic justice, believe that things are possible, that you can find each other again, that this connection isn't impossible, because they convinced themselves for so long that being happy was truly not possible. So this is a real big shift for the divine masculine as he finds himself connecting with this god of courage. Hanuman represents a mind that's evolved, and this is why we're seeing the crown chakra. So yes, the masculine energy is shifting both within you and without. So the divine masculine is being freed from the recesses of their mind, from their thoughts, from their belief systems at this time. So he realizes he is not the body, he is not the mind, but he is the light, he is a spark of the divine. So he's becoming more godlike, the divine masculine. He really is. This is a powerful eclipse, which is why they are guiding me to step into, do a reading today after 5-day hiatus. This is important that we understand the power, the potential. This is all Hanuman is all about. He's the god of courage, the god of potential when we step into our true self, our true essence. So he's aware of this truth, guys. He's aware that there's a higher level of existence here beyond what he can see. He realizes that he is not the ego self. He's starting to disintegrate. You might have noticed, feminine, that you're feeling like you're disintegrating physically. Well, the masculine is now disintegrating through the mind. So the ego self is disintegrating, revealing his true self. His personality is disintegrating. It's revealing his soul, his true desires, which is union with you, which is what you desire. You both desire this equally. So realizing that he is divine, realizing that he is not separate from the divine. I think that's so important for the masculine to understand at this time, that he is not separate. He is not less than. He has the feminine, even if he doesn't express this in the 3D, he has this idea that you are above him. He puts you on this pedestal and he doesn't feel like he's good enough, or you should be with somebody better than me. You know, woe is me, poor me. But he's stepping out of that victim mentality because he wants to explore what this life truly is. Who am I? Beyond my bank account, beyond what I can offer people, beyond, you know, it's also relationship with his kids is what's coming in really strongly. So if your masculine has children, whether it's a woman or a man, it's the relationship with their children. It's this concept that in the past they've tried to kind of buy their children's love because maybe they grew up in poverty, and now that they're successful, like many divine masculines are, they want to be that provider, and they think that that's being nurturing. But the kids are getting to the age, especially if the kids are like teens or preteens, they're getting to the age where they're like, yeah, I don't care. You can give me all the money in the world, but if you're not here, if you're not present, it doesn't matter. So the divine masculine is realizing that they've got some work to do when it comes to winning back the affection of their children. The children are kind of going their separate ways. They might be siding with the mother, especially if there's been a split or a rift or divorce or separation from the mother of the children. The mother may have brainwashed the kids, but you have to remember that the masculines were acting out of ego. They weren't acting out of integrity. So a lot of the things that the mother of the children, you might call that person the karmic, was feeding the children was actually truth. The divine masculine may have, again, played victim, played, you know, poor me, look at me, but they weren't taking accountability for their actions, right? If maybe they were drinking heavily and it's like, well, yeah, you don't deserve to have your children full-time or half-time. You can't even get your shit together. You can't get sober, and you need to get sober. You need to get balanced. You need to get right. You need to get healthy. So they were exposing their children to those kind of lower vibrations. And especially if there was a daughter, the daughter felt that the daughter probably turned away from the masculine, and you know, that caused the masculine to just go deeper into this hole and deeper into this place of, you know, poor me, everyone's against me, and you know, happiness isn't attainable. But like I said, they're stepping out of this energy. So there's going to be a shift for a lot of masculines, especially depending on where this eclipse falls. If it falls, let's say, in the 7th house, if it falls, you know, in the 5th house of children, right? The house of Leo, falls in the house of Taurus, falls in these different houses. I do see that there's a potential for a positive shift when it comes to the way in which their kids perceive them, but they've got to step out of the ego first. Okay, that card just flew. So the masculines, wow, they're feeling the fire, they're feeling the passion. So interesting because we have the goddess of passionate love here for the feminine. So both of you are, those passionate feelings are being ignited, masculine, feminine, feminine, masculine. There's definitely, I mean, I was kind of started the reading saying, no, it's going to be the masculines feeling this way, but apparently some feminines might be feeling this way. I don't feel like this is all feminines, but you might be feeling a lot of passion or longing creep up all of a sudden after you felt really detached. So, you know, the element of fire can be destructive or it can create. I always also think of fire as, you know, the mechanism for storytelling, right? Back in a long time ago, native peoples used fires. You know, people gathered around fires and they told stories. And this is how people communicated. This is how cultures were created. So there's a connection here, you know, with this eclipse to kind of carrying on that culture, carrying on that lineage, if you will, the passion in our hearts that we feel for each other as, you know, eternal lovers, the twin flame. It's one soul, two bodies. You're always chasing each other, and sometimes it feels like you're chasing each other eternally and you're never going to unite. But again, that's the doubt that has to be worked through and balanced out, which I feel is you know, coming here with this eclipse. A lot of balancing out. Feminines, you know, your advice is to stay still during this time. Your advice is to kind of just manifest more stillness, manifest more breathing, more space for breathing, more space for being versus doing. Allow the masculine to kind of take on this passionate role. You're going to feel this, but you're going to feel this passionate fire, like I said, in a different way. Longing for self rather than longing for the counterpart, which is really yourself anyway, just in the physical form. That's why you'll hear me say the physical manifestation of the counterpart. It's just you in another body. So the feminine is instructed to allow and surrender more and more and more, deeper and deeper, not needing to know when, not needing to know how, not needing to know if. That's a big one. Not needing to know if, will this come together, if this is going to come together in this lifetime. Really releasing it all, relinquishing all control to the universe so that you can create space for what you truly desire to manifest in the form that it needs to manifest in for the highest good of all involved. That includes children involved. That includes, you know, ex-spouses or partners. That includes you and the counterpart. That includes future children. That includes your friends, your family, their friends, their family, et cetera, et cetera. So it's this big ripple effect. And, you know, when you and your counterpart are together in the physical, if you've had that experience and you're in a public place, it is profoundly powerful. People sense it. People get triggered. People get jealous. You can smell it on them. You can feel it. They give you eye daggers because it's so incredibly powerful to be, especially if you're wrapped in that bubble of love and you're in that space of just complete surrender and devotion to your counterpart, to yourself, to the journey. And you're just exuding love. It's literally dripping off of you. People get really triggered because most people are in these shitty relationships where there's lack of trust, there's cheating, there's lying, there's deceit, there's pretenses, there's personality conflicts, there's ego. They're just not aligned. It's become totally unaligned, but they stay because of the kids or because of this or because of that, or they're afraid of being alone, which is the number one reason why people stay in shitty relationships long past the expiration date. I'm afraid of being alone. And then you have the counterparts. And when you're together, there's a purpose. There's always a purpose when you come together, even if it's for a short period of time. Come together, you know, separate, come together, separate. Eventually come together and stay together is the goal. But you have to be able to tolerate each other. With this much fire, with Radha here, the goddess of passionate love, Hanuman, the goddess of courage, and this fire card. I mean, we see the masculine, we see movement in the masculine collective at last. It's like there's like a breakthrough. And I even have been seeing it in the energy here, in the weather here where I live, where it's been really windy and then it'll just stop. Then it gets still. Really, really windy and cloudy this morning. Now it's sunny and still. So we're seeing this kind of shifting energy very quickly, and you're feeling that even from day to day, moment to moment, hour to hour. Stay in your space. Don't look over, see what the counterpart's doing. You know they're healing. They're working on connecting, okay, to truth, connecting to source, connecting to the cosmic intelligence. They're working on having the courage to be who they truly are and release everything that they're not. Releasing, that includes people, guys. That includes wrapping up these karmic cycles once and for all. And trust me, like, there's no judgment if your counterpart is married, but you will accrue more karma. So you want to think about that, because it's just going to take you longer to actually get to the physical union. One of the best ways that you can assist the counterpart with stepping out of a repeated cycle in those karmic connections is to simply remove yourself. Don't be an option. Remove yourself. Your counterpart will act quickly. Doesn't mean you'll come together right away. Doesn't mean you'll have union as soon as we're separated and getting divorced and now we're going to be together. That's not the twin flame journey. That's a soulmate journey. but even that's not healthy because everybody needs time to heal and to come to this place on their own. Don't you want a counterpart? Don't you want a partner who's going to come to you fully healed on their own, or healing at least, with the attainment, the goal of being fully healed on their own without you pressuring them or pushing them or forcing them? So you want to think about that. I'm going to actually wrap this reading up here. There's a lot I could say. I would like to do a Patreon post. I will try to do a Patreon post about this eclipse this weekend, but I do have a lot going on in my 3D reality this weekend. So I will try to get to that tomorrow for you guys, because I think it'll be really interesting. And I want to talk more about how this is affecting the masculine energy, the feminine energy, and then the union energy. So take really good care, guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed solar eclipse. And I will be back soon.